Alright guys, 10 months ago Shortcat made a pro guide for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe where he detailed all the key information you should know to get better at the game. In the video he specifies that it focuses on 150cc, so I wondered what would happen if I took the advice and used it in 200cc races. Would it still help? To do this, I decided to go on the Shortcat.pro website and take the advice given for each track very literally when doing some races in the 200cc tournament. Before we start, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would be much appreciated. Enjoy the video. Alright, first track that we're going to try out Shortcat's Pro Guide and see how well it translates to 200cc is Baby Park, the most competitive track of them all. So let's see how this goes. All it says in terms of guidance is to use dodges at the start of or on lap 4. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to try and chain dodges on lap 4 and hope for the best. Normally on 150cc this is the best strategy according to the guide. Let's see if it works on 200. So we're going to wait till lap 4 to use the star. Hopefully I can chain some dodges. I need to be a bit further behind to make sure I chain dodges. Okay, we're on lap 4. I'm going to use star now, and maybe we can dodge shock. Pulled a bullet bill, perfect. There's actually no bullet bill spots provided on the website, so we are just going to use the bill and the cut, chaining dodges. As I say, I've got a star as well in pocket, so another dodge I can chain. Will there be a shock? Who knows? Oh, it's dropped me off really wide. Okay, that's really bad, and we have not caught up even slightly from this strategy. So far, not so good. We are getting the golden up though, and we managed to get up to 4th. Okay, we could have run, but it says it doesn't want you to run because it's very unsafe in top spots. So it told me to chain dodges from lap 4, and I did that, and I got 4th. So it's not the end of the world. All right, this track is a lot more like it. The Shortcat track, as everyone probably knows, and also I've burnt out. That is not in the guide. You don't really want to do that on most tracks. But it does say if you get a shroom on from this set, then you should take the scratch shortcut, but I did not get a mushroom, so that is a howler from me. I thought I would do, because I was in 7th and I was far behind first, but either way. It also says on the guide that the ending Nisk is very important, the ending shroomless shortcut, so I would try to nail that, but other than that, there's not too much guidance, so we can play this relatively normally. There are bullet bill spots, one being at the end of this split path here and one being at the top of the stairs after glider, but for now we can run this up. I am going to drive like I'm in 150 here, so I'm going to do this ramp shortcut just to show you how bad it is. If I didn't have that second shroom, that would have been awful. So yep, some shortcuts and stuff in 150 definitely do not work in 200, as you can tell. But yeah, this track is strong for running in 150, and I am running in 200 as well, so hopefully we can hold first. There was a shock. If I was chaining dodges like on Baby Park, then I would have dodged that. But obviously we're running this. It does say on the oh my god, there's a nana there. I saw it very early. It does say on the guide that this is a runner / shroomer, and to be fair, I've done both. So yeah, this has gone pretty well. There's another ground mushroom here. Not every day you get 2 ground mushrooms on lap 3, but won't complain. Pretty good. And it does say to be extra careful on this Nisk on lap 3 because of a plant, and as you can see there was a plant there. So we have avoided that, and there we go, much better. We got first, very nice. That is much more successful. Alright, we've just had Shortcat's track, and now we've got my track, Ninja Hideaway. Let's see how well I can do here. It does say this is a runner, and it's best to start in first here. And it also says to take the top path on lap 1 to get the 4 coins, so we are going to try and do that. Let's do that. Oh yeah, the platform's down. Okay, so not always is 150 guidance going to work for 200. I'm also going to go bottom path here because that's what you would do 150. Let's see how much slower it is. It's actually, from my own knowledge, it's not as slow as you'd think, the bottom path compared to top path, because you're not always going to drive perfectly on the top path, so you can gain some time on the bottom path still. You don't lose too much time, sorry. You don't gain time at all. But yeah, it does say this is a runner again, so we are just going to be running this. It does also say to watch out if other people can open this shortcut for you, but of course I'm in first, so I'm not going to be having that shortcut taken for me. Maybe on lap 3 if I get blued, which I probably am going to do. Of course, blue outruns are not possible in 150. I don't even know if it's possible on the bottom path, but we are getting blued, to be fair. I am actually going to slow down and let this villager take the shortcut for me if they want to. Just going to wait for people to catch up. There we go, someone's ahead of me. Hopefully they take the shortcut, and we can let them beat me. And I just got redded. GG. Is someone going to take the shortcut for me? Hopefully. No, they're not. Okay. Well, we are not in a great spot, because if no one takes a shortcut for you, you can fail it like that. That is that's tragic. Let's do the top path on. Oh my god, I pulled a star. No way. I dodged. That was not in the plan, but we'll take it. Yeah, I was going to show you that this is obviously the better path on 200, and it's yeah, it's not ideal to go bottom path in most situations, but I'll tell you what, that star pull was pretty lucky, and we won ninja despite me slowing down for about 15 seconds. Alright, we've joined a new room, and we have got a track that it says to be in the front or the middle at the start is ideal, so starting in 7th or 8th, whatever I started in, was not too bad. This track is fairly niche, so yeah, people won't be amazing at it in general, but it does say optimally you want to keep your distance from other people on this track, so I'm trying to not go very close to people. That is what I'm trying to do, and this guy's banana is giving me more incentive to not go close to him, to be fair. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to stay away from the people in front of me until I feel like I will not get hit. So there was a chance to overtake people, and I got up to 2nd. That's very nice. It does say that if you want to feel extra safe, you should use a star or bullet bill on the on just the turns coming up. But since I'm not, oh my god, this guy is not. Okay, I went away from my thoughts to stay away from people there because he slowed down for some reason. But yeah, anyway, since I'm running, I'm not going to be using a star or a bullet bill in that section. I'm in fact going to be outrunning a blue shell for now, which is fun. But I have a horn for it, thankfully. Of course, again, no outruns in 150. So yeah, I don't know if the guide actually talks about blue shell outruns. It probably does mention it, to be fair. For this video, I didn't watch the entire thing back, I can't lie, I'm just using the website, and I've been shot credted, so that's not ideal. To be fair, if I was using a star in this section, I would have dodged, and I wouldn't have got redded, so I guess using a star or bullet bill in this section would have helped a lot, but thankfully I had a big enough lead to hold on to the win, so yeah, very nice. Okay, Tokyo Blur, it says that the ideal starting spot on this track is the back, so if we go against that, will I lose? We will never know, but it does also say to prioritize getting your coins, and there aren't many on this track, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slow down for these coins. I'm going to get to 10 coins as quickly as I can to avoid, oh my god, I've had my box stolen, GG, to avoid having to worry about coins ever again in the race. Oh my god, those green shells. Will I get extra coins here? Yes, I will. The only other advice it gives is to make sure that you are extra safe on the spiral section at the end of lap 3, so I'm going to try and hold this dodge all the way to the spiral section at the end of lap 3, so I feel extra safe. So I'm just going to try and catch up using my driving. Oh, that's a bomb. I probably should have paid attention. I dodged though, so we take those. I might still actually win this race despite running into that bomb. I was about to ghost, to be fair, until I didn't, so my bad. But we do still have my dodge to the end of the spiral section, but so does the guy first. Can I catch up to him though? I feel safe right now, which is nice. Can I overtake him? I think I can. Very nice. Okay, we even though I drove directly into a bomb, we still won. All right, Waluigi pinball. The ideal starting spot is the front or the middle, so we tick that box at the start, and the first line of information talks about how you want to outrun the pinball at the start, which on 200cc is very easy because it is miles behind. You don't even see it when you're driving from first, so that is very nice. And we just need to make sure that we make good use out of our protection items, because the turns and the walls being so close to you all the time, apart from in this section, make it so that items are very chaotic, so we need to be careful. And we also need to be careful to avoid that pinball as well. It does say to be mindful of the pinball patterns, and I was not there, so there you go. I didn't listen to the guide properly. Need to make sure I know exactly where the pinballs are at all times, which of course on 200cc the patterns are going to be different than on 150, sorry. But yeah, need to make sure I still know where they are. There's a shop already. We are very far in first. Of course, I don't know what advice the guide exactly gives when you're this far in first, because of course in more competitive rooms then this isn't going to happen that often, but I would say that the best thing to do is just play safe from now. Don't take too many risks, and again, I've finally followed the advice there and not hit any pinballs on the final section, so that's good. We are very far in first. Okay, now there's a blue shell. This track in 200 you can't outrun for too long, I don't think, especially on the section we're about to come up to. where the blue shell is hitting. You know what, let's try a ground shroom dodge. That'd be fun. I failed it. I'm just too good at the game. I saw an opportunity. I tried to take it and I failed horribly. But yeah, howler from me. But anyway, we have double protection, by the way. We've held that the whole race, making sure we prioritize protection, which again hasn't helped in any way because there's a shock anyway. Can I wall dodge here? Nice. That is very strong. And now, if you really want to play safe on this section, you can just go all the way wide to avoid the pinballs. But when there's a blue shell coming your way, it doesn't actually matter. And I'll tell you what, this does prove something, that massive leads in this game don't necessarily mean you won. I did win, so it kind of goes against the point, but the people on the minimap caught up a lot more than you'd expect, considering how big my lead was. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't hit any more pinballs that race. Alright, Yoshi Circuit, a track notorious for its build extension. Or extensions, I guess, but there is one main one that everyone knows, and it is said in the guide that this is a bagger, so we are going to be bagging this on 200. Let's see if it works just as well. We are going to take some advice from Tokyo and prioritise coins, and we've missed 2 of them, so I haven't prioritised them enough, or I haven't used enough skill to get them. But anyway, yeah, it does say we need to make sure we're in dodges on lap 3, and there can be multiple shocks on this track, which is very true. Obviously in 200 there is less time for shocks, but there are still the same amount of item sets, so generally it's not uncommon for multiple shocks still on tracks like this on 200cc. It can happen. And now I do have a bill, and I just stole that guy's Crazy 8. We are going to use the bill in the waterfall. I did steal that guy's staff in the Crazy 8, so that's interesting. What I have done here is not listen to the advice of having a dodge on lap 3 and have carried a blue shell up to 4th, which is not something I intended to do, but hey, I pulled a blue shell, so we have a blue shell. We are going to go against the advice and see if not having a dodge on lap 3 ruins my race or not. Also, I'm just casually holding the blue shell in first because I feel like it. I tell you what, I don't know if this is in the guide, but I will give you advice: don't use a blue shell in first when you're in first, because you will just hit yourself. So I'm just going to hold the blue shell for the rest of the race. And there's a shock. Okay, that Mario in second has dodged actually. So if I had a dodge there instead of a blue shell, I would have actually dodged that. So it's a good job that I was just far ahead enough to outrun that red shell past the finish line, and a good job I didn't blue myself, because that definitely would have been bad. So yeah, we take those. Alright, a similar track, I would say this one is Mario Circuit 3, and the guide agrees. The website says this is a bagger, and the main point is that on lap 3 you can make a huge comeback with all the shortcuts, because this track is generally shortcuts. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to make sure that we are in last place to try and make the biggest comeback possible on lap 3. So for this first 2 laps, I'm just going to get my coins to 10, because when you're bagging, that is always a good idea. And yeah, we are going to try and get the best items possible up to lap 3. Also, because I'm in a room with about 5 CPUs right now, I'm going to be very far behind. But I will try my best to still make some sort of comeback on lap 3. If I can get a shock in hand, that'd be class. I've got a golden. Okay, I've dodged shock unintentionally, and now this dry bones is not ahead of me. I'm not going to be pulling a shock, so I will just do this. Make sure I'm still in last. I have to stay behind this DK, and then I can start making a comeback. And I pulled a blue shell. That is just dreadful. This DK is not taking the shortcut, and he's hit the oil. For God's sake, DK, you're ruining my race by not being ahead of me right now. Just need to make sure I'm in last going into lap 3. Okay, let's go. Gonna do all the shortcuts right now. Got a star perfect. Gonna get a single box, so that's all I need for shortcuts. Hopefully I get troubleshooting something. A bill. Don't exactly remember where it said to use the bills, but I have to use one now to try and make as big a comeback as possible. And I'm not catching too many people. I've got a shock in pocket. Beautiful. Can I beat this Ludwig? I think I can. Okay. So all in all, if you're in a room with 5 CPUs, don't try and stay in last for the entire thing. Don't try and make the biggest comeback you've ever seen. Yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, Wildwoods, this is named as a runner, so I'm just going to be running this race, and we just need to make sure we take the final shortcut through us, even though it doesn't save too much time. Generally, that shortcut doesn't save too much time, but we will still be taking it because it is faster, of course, and on 200cc that is no different. We will be making sure to get the double in the water stream every lap, because that is something, the only other thing pretty much just written down for this track. I think I think the guy trusts us that we can just run Wildwoods with no issues, which is fair enough. That was dodgy, that banana placement, but got to be aware when you're running to watch out for any bananas from the previous lap. And we have done that so far, that's good. Let's get the double again. Of course, the 150 strategy of doing this Kusan slide doesn't exactly work in 150 and 200, and I've demonstrated that, but thankfully I had a horn. But yeah, the difficult or the very fast version of the Shroomless Shortcut on 150 does not work on 200, so there you go. Don't try that if you're running Wildwoods on 200cc. But as you can see, running this is going pretty well. We've got another shock, which is fine. Will make getting the double easier, I suppose. I'm going slower. Although, to be fair, since I've got a smaller hitbox, it could have gone wrong. But now we can take this shortcut very easily. It's still not too difficult on 200, to be honest. So yeah, running that track worked in that race. We take that. Okay, I have switched to the Scooty for a few races just to see what that feels like, since this is the other main 150cc combo, and not a great start to Dear Bowser. This track is all about knowing how to drive it, according to the guide, so I will try and just drive this as well as I can on Scooty, which is actually definitely better than Teddy on this track, so I've got quite lucky here. But yeah, I'll be just running this. It is a Runners and Shroomer, because of course the shortcut at the start can be very helpful to catch up, but starting in first is also good here. So yeah, let's see if I can outdrive these people in a new room again. We are in first with 2 mushrooms, very, very nice. Let's see if we can dodge a blue shell this race, that'd be fun. Although, if there is a red shell on these turns, I will have no chance of avoiding it. Because, well, these turns are too tight to outrun reds on. But either way, we're fine. No blue shell as of yet either. There could be a shock as well, but for now, we are listening to the advice pretty well. We're driving to a decent standard, nothing special, but as long as you're not messing up, which is probably quite easy to do on this track, you should be alright. And it is showing, because I am just running away with first. Okay, there's a red shell. Sometimes it might be better to get rid of your mushrooms for defense in this sort of situation, but having 2 mushrooms does let me recover, and I can get rid of the blooper at the end to with the final mushroom taking the shortcut. We love to see it, and the shock came on lap 4. Alright, we had Ninja earlier, and now we have Gorge, my other world record track on 200cc. The guide tells me to bag this track, which is, to be fair, what I do anyway on 200. But it says that to do the gap jump, which is one of the most important shortcuts in the game, you need to have 10 coins to guarantee, well, the best chance at doing it. So we will do that. And yeah, just tells me make sure you got the gap jump down, and your super bouncers need to be good in order to outrun people on this track. So let's do the gap jump with 10 coins. Very easy, to be fair. And yeah, we can run up a dodge on this track very easily. The second item set is broken as well, it says, but since I've got these items already, there's no real reason to get rid of them. And yeah, this is a very good situation for me. As you can tell, the super bouncers are pretty key. We are now in first with a mushroom at a start, and there's a shock and a blue shell, so that's not ideal. Very much not ideal. I could have dodged that if I used my star, but I was just seeing how long I could hold it for. That was a very, very high super bounce. That was weird. See if I can get anything good from this second item set if I stop for a second. No mushroom, but that's okay. Worth a try. Don't have a mushroom to do gap jump. I would go for shroomless gap, but I see no reason to. Very nice, good win. That is the power of bagging. Even when a shock and the blue happened, I still managed to win because of the lead I gained. We take those. From one gap jump to another, DK Mountain. This is another track where it says you must know how to do the gap jump, which is absolutely true. You definitely do need to know how to do the gap jump on this track, because it is a very big shortcut. And it also says to watch out for the shock from the 2 broken item sets. The first set and the last set are both broken, because the distance from first that you are is actually inflated due to both the cannon and the shortcut at the end. Also, those greens are scary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a dodge or a bullet bill. And yeah, got a star, nice. I'm just going to make sure I'm going to dodge after each of these sets. So just chain a star here. Hopefully I get another star, perfect. So we're in a dodge, so if a shot gets pulled right now, which I think it genuinely could do, because it's quite a long track, this one, then I dodged, but of course there was no shock there, but that's fine. I'm going to stop on this set to make sure I get another dodge. I got a blue shot and another star, perfect. But yeah, it does say shock will often be in play after this first set and second set, so the longer I'm in a dodge after people go through the first and second set, then the better. No dodge this time, but this is the second item set, so it's less likely. It's still likely, because the gap from first to last is still big, and there you go. What a bullet bill though. We can actually do one of the bullet bill spots, which is right after the shortcut here. So let's do that. Do this, and then bang, bullet bill. That is one of the bullet bill spots listed on the site, and it does drop you off on 200 in a slightly awkward position, straight into fire. Actually, that happens every time. If you didn't know, oh, that shouldn't happen. I don't know what I've done there. That was dodgy, but yeah, that bullet bill drop off, I guess, isn't as good. Maybe I should have used it slightly earlier in the cut. That's what I would normally do on 200. I would do it a bit earlier. And to be fair, I'd do it on 150 anyway, so either way. Maybe I just held the bill for a half a second too long. There's another shock. Again, after the second item set, so both shocks have come in the wrong spots here. Oh, another shock. We love to see it. That's actually a good shot for me, that second one. Done the gap jump. Oh, and I've been redded. GG. And there you go. That is why dodges are good on this track. But to be fair, falling off the cannon there was not in the plan at all. I don't know what happened there. We're going to make this the final race in Mute City, and it says at the start that the beginning can be quite troublesome because you always go for these coins on the right, which I've just done, and to be fair, I didn't get bumped out anywhere, but normally on 200 you wouldn't go for those coins. Actually, you would just drive normally and gather your coins elsewhere, like here, which to be fair you would do on 50 anyway. But yeah, the other thing that it says is to make sure you don't fail the shroomless shortcut at the end, because otherwise it is an absolute nightmare. So you got to be consistent at it. Luckily in 200 it is a lot easier. It is a lot harder to fail that shortcut. What a snipe from that guy. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a lot harder to fail the shortcut on 200. But yeah, that guy, that was a good nine snipe. Fair play to him. I will see if I can catch up now. We did start this race in the middle of the pack as well, and that's what is advised is the best spot for this. Jesus Christ, how have I not been greened there? Watch out for this guy. Oh my god. Didn't fail it again. Nice. This green shot might be dodgy though. Yep, GG. That's twice. Been sniped at the start of the lap. And not a good situation for me at all. This is not ideal. Let's see if I can catch up at the end here. Just say to use your dodge items when there are no boost panels, so we will do that. We will wait to use our start until there's no boost panels, which is now. I suppose apart from this boost panel, but it doesn't really count. But it does look like I'm not going to win this race, so unfortunate. Should we do one more just to see if I can win? I think we should. Also, the shock happened after my dodge. GG. Let's do one more to see if I can win the final race. Alright, Bowser Castle 3 is the actual final race this time. We are going to hopefully pull a mushroom from this first set, as this is a shroomer. Never mind, I will not get an item at all. But it does say to take this shortcut at the start if you get a mushroom, which I would have done to be fair. I've got a mushroom now, that's fun. Got to watch out for the fire pillar on lap 2 if I'm on a good pace, which I probably will be after I mushroom here. And it does say to practice those top paths if you need items, but of course when I'm taking the shortcut I do not need to practice those. Also that thump could have been bad. It's the guy that sniped me last race, right? I'm going to shroom now, get into first, and watch out for the fire pillar here. There is no fire pillar on lap 2 on 200, at least on this pace, so that's something different. Let's try the top path just for the sake of it. I think it's actually worked out. Oh, I thought I might have avoided that red shot because I went top path. That would have been actually quite good. There's the shock, that's fine. Get the trick off the thwomp because I was slow enough for it. Now we need to hope I don't get redded, but every chance I do. Here's a green shot. Okay, we're fine for now. Didn't have to worry about a fire pillar on lap 3 either. It did say that it's only on a slow pace where you'll have to worry about that on lap 3. And to be fair, we're not on that bad a pace here. There's a banana there, and you know what? Let's bat this bomb, just make sure we win. He avoided it, fair enough, but either way, we won the final race. We got revenge on him. Very nice.